Hi, I'm Jo Marie Jones, and you are tuning in to According to Portia.
Don't make me call
Check us out.
Portia. So let's go ahead and get into today's episode, guys. So, hello, my name is Portia Monique, and today's guest is no stranger to commanding the screen or the stage. She's fierce, fearless, and flawlessly talented. From her iconic role as Tony Childs in the cult classic series, My Girlfriends. Come on, y'all. Uh, to her powerful performance in Jacarius Johnson's latest hit stage play, Games Women Play. She continues to captivate audiences with grace, depth, and undeniable star power. She's bringing heart, heat, and high stakes to the role of Paisley Terrell. I'm ready to get all into it, and we're here for every moment. Please help me welcome the incomparable, the stunning, the ever so talented Jill Marie Jones.
That was so sweet. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for all that you have contributed to our culture over the years. You're iconic. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know that, but you are iconic. So thank you.
I don't really, that's beautiful and so kind. I don't really see it that way. I'm just a little girl from Texas, little Black girl from Texas, just like living out her dreams. Like,
Mhm.
and my dreams get bigger and bigger as I get older and older. And so, but that's really sweet and kind. Thank you.
Absolutely. But we're here today to talk about games women play, which is rich with themes such as love, ambition, trust, and betrayal. Um, you've had a highly successful career with, of course, your iconic roles in Girlfriends and others. But what inspired this transition to the stage from the small screen as well as the big screen?
Well, Jacarius Johnson, which is this is his play. I did another play with him about, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. And that was the first time I'd been on a stage since like I don't know, like high school or something, like the Music Man, which I was in that high school. If you didn't catch it, you should like see if there's some DVDs or not even DVDs, like what are those VHS tapes of it. But no, but like that was my first play and I was so scared. And I like to run toward fear because I mean, I just think it brings like something like different out of you. And but Jacarius Johnson, that was my first play that I ever did. And then when he called me and asked me to do this, I was just like, let's go.
No way.
I love the play. The play, it's really funny, but it's also too dramatic. And
Mm-hmm.
there's some sass. And I always say if you have a soul, you might cry a little bit. So we
Mm-hmm.
have like a lot of stuff in there, and we just have an
Mm-hmm.
incredible cast. And the beautiful thing about our cast is that everyone really loves each other. And I've been fortunate to be in casts where that has been my truth. But I have friends that have said things about different things in television and everything where they don't necessarily get along or whatever, but you're professional.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very blessed that that has not been my experience,
I love it.
but we really do get along. We've been eating through the cities. We've been going to restaurants. It's been like so lovely. And so I think you see that on stage. And we're an
Mm-hmm.
interactive play where we invite you to talk back to us. And
Mm-hmm.
so they're having fun. We're
Unique.
having fun. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
fun time.
I love it, love it, love it. Now let's talk Paisley Terrell,
Oh,
right? She's described as every man's dream, such as Tony was in Girlfriends, right? But clearly she's more to that then, right?
yeah.
What drew you to her character and how did you prepare to step into her world of love, ambition, and emotional chaos?
You know what? I mean, one of the well, I love Paisley because I feel like when you see a cover of a book and you judge it by the cover, but you don't read the book, I feel like that's Paisley
Okay.
because I feel like she's misunderstood.
Hmm.
She's fancy. She loves like the nicer things in life, but there's depth there. And if
Yeah.
you open up the book and really get to know this woman, then you'll see. And then in this play, she's confused in a love scenario.
Mm.
So yeah, I get it. You can say like, okay, maybe she's this, maybe she's that, but I really do feel like she's confused, and also too she's misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, I love playing complex characters though. I love it
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. So speaking of playing complex characters, what emotional and or psychological layers of Paisley were the most challenging for you and or the most rewarding for you to explore on stage?
Great question. Um, I can separate Jill from whatever character I'm playing.
How?
Well, because this is what acting is
Right.
what I do, is not
Mhm.
who I am, right?
Mhm.
So I shed all of, first of all, you can't judge a character. If your character is a pimp, if your character is a prostitute, or whatever one deems whatever they, like, you know, you can't judge the character because you can't fully because play the character.
Yeah.
You have to have love for the human that you're playing. You have to. So if you go in judging it or
Mm-hmm.
playing a stereotype, that's
Mm.
not going to cut through and that's not going to resonate with any audience member.
Yeah.
If you play the soul of that human, like you can like have a character that's on drugs, let's just say,
Yes.
addicted, heavily addicted, but you got to play the humanity of that
Mm.
because that's a disease, that's a human being. Now
Yeah.
if you're playing a stereotype, or oh, I think they do this, or whatever the things are, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying you got to play the humanity of the human. So it's very easy for me to take myself out
I love it.
and engulf myself inside of what I am doing with
Mm-hmm.
her, because
Mm-hmm.
her is not me, but there's
Mm.
always a little bit of us inside of a character, but she's not me, so I
Right.
can just
Yeah.
fully be there.
Develop the character, right.
That's
So
right.
so when it comes to the most challenging and the most rewarding for you to explore on stage, in terms of the emotional and psychological layers, what were they? And you can pick either or both. Most challenging, most rewarding.
Well, it's all rewarding because it's just such a, I'm not saying this just to say, but it's just such a great, it really is a great play. And I know I'm biased because I'm
Mm-hmm.
in it, but
Mm-hmm.
it really does feed the soul. It really does. So I'm just happy to be there and around so many talented
Yeah.
people and everything. We're like having fun up there. We're
I'm
having a
sure.
great time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I I get nervous every single time before I do anything, by the way, in this art, because I would be nervous if I wasn't nervous,
Yeah.
because nerves mean for me that you give a damn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if I wasn't nervous, I would feel like that's weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because I care so much. So I'm like nervous and everything. And then after I get through that, the first or second scene, I'm just like, oh yeah, we're cooking with grease. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know if that answered your question, but I feel like there's really no lows for
Yeah.
me anyway.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. But the highs is just I get to play around on a stage in art with people that I really do care about.
Yeah, yeah. And I think you've captured that well, and you're just bringing it to life on stage. So thank you for that. Um, in terms of playing Paisley, right? So the name of the stage play is Games Women Play. Um, have you thought about and or explored how playing Paisley challenged and or changed your personal understanding of what it means to play the game in relationships?
Not at all.
Okay.
I feel like, again, in our play, I feel like Paisley's misunderstood. But I also too feel like the title could be Games People Play. It's called Games Women Play,
Mm-hmm.
and which is great. But I really do feel like it's weird to say it, you know, maybe it's not weird, but I don't feel like people have the right conversations. So I think a lot of people are misunderstood.
Yeah.
Like, what is your intention?
Yeah.
What are we doing right now? You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm,
Um, so no, I didn't learn anything
mhm.
in that way. But if anything, I felt like maybe we should read the book.
Hmm.
and not like, because sometimes people present a certain kind of way,
Yeah.
whether they know they're doing it or not,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
But if you lean in and maybe close our mouths and just listen more, maybe you will understand that
Get a
human.
different understanding.
You know what
Hmm.
I mean? So
Hmm.
maybe that. But what I love about this play, and I hope for this play, is that we've already heard it, by the way, that drive home conversations,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
it definitely sparks conversation.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
It's kind of like a battle of the sexes kind of thing. So it's like, whose side are you on
Hmm. Hmm.
sometimes, or it's fun.
Mhm. And so, in terms of the drive home conversations, what have you heard in terms of their responses, right? So, are they more for the women? Are they more for the men? Are they somewhere in the middle? What's been the feedback that you've heard?
I feel like it's pretty black and white how
Okay.
people feel. It's that there's no gray of what
Okay.
I've heard.
Hmm.
So people have their stance, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, I think that's art. I mean, I can
Yeah.
show you a beautiful piece of art in a gallery, and one person might like, wow, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, right? And
Hmm.
somebody's like, it's just like pink and red and blue dots
Yeah.
with some
Very
splashes
subjective.
of gold.
Yeah. Very subjective.
But it's your own interpretation. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And so yeah, I love, listen, I'm an artistic creative soul. I
Yeah.
love all of this.
I love it too. Now I have to ask you this question because again, you mentioned the name of the play could be games that people play, right?
Right. Mhm.
But the name of the play raises an essential question. Are we playing the game of love or is love playing us? What's your take on that, both as Paisley, the character, as well as yourself, Jill Marie Jones?
Well, well, I feel like people play games, whether knowingly or not. Do women play games better? I would say so.
I would
I
agree, but go
I would
ahead.
say so because I think men, um, I think women are more quick. They 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 pay attention, they see, and they learn. I
Hmm.
think men can kind of be sometimes like they're not really paying attention. And if they cheat, it's just like that was just so easy to find out that you cheated. You know what I mean? But a woman
Hmm.
is gonna really have it like in the pocket,
Cover
like
her tracks. Yes, exactly.
so
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I personally don't think I play games, but maybe I don't know. It's not definitely a conscious thing that I do,
Yeah, yeah.
you
So
know.
that you do as Jill Marie Jones, but what about as Paisley? Mhm.
Paisley, she has a past where,
Mhm.
yes, she did, but she's in a situation where her life is changed in a beautiful way. And then sometimes people try to pull you back to that past.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of her past, like you said, it's pulling her back. But what message do you hope that women can walk away with after watching Paisley's journey?
Yeah, that's a great question. Just knowing who you are and not being gaslit, you know what I'm saying? Because we know who we are. But not letting someone tell your story for you. And gaslighting is a thing, I'm saying. But when you know who you are and just stand like this full chest, stand on that. Um, like I ride with Paisley, but I cannot wait for people to see it because I really do feel like if you dig deeper, you'll understand. There's a lot of people in the world that judge people, which is unfair,
Hmm.
just based on the image that they see, the book cover, what I just said before,
Yeah. Hmm.
but not leaning in to get to know that person. And so I think Paisley is one of those misunderstood humans.
Now, let's talk about the stage that you share with some of these iconic people, right? So you share the stage with comedic powerhouses like Chico Bean and dramatic heavyweights like Brian J. White and of
Mhm.
course Carl Payne. What's it like navigating such a dynamic ensemble and how do you keep up the emotional intensity night after night?
Whoa, I think it's honestly the audience. First of all those everybody in our cast is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Um, but the audience is it's so incredible because every city is different. It's a
Mm-hmm.
different vibe. And plays like keep you on your toes
Yeah.
because you don't get to take two, take three, take four. I'm saying it's like
Right.
live and
Yeah.
we're teammates up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, every once in a while we'll get like a brain fart or whatever
Yeah.
where it's like, but then you have your teammate say a word that brings you back on track, but the audience never knows it. But yeah, I mean, it's excitement. You know what I mean? It really keeps you on your toes. But the audience, that energy is so amazing.
Give us three tips that help you as a performer on live stage that will help you push through something like that, right? So a lot of the times you get on stage, like you said, you may have a brain fart. Your castmate might give you a word, but what are three other tips that help you push past that and get over it so that you guys can continue on with the show?
Well, I breathe a lot and I do internal affirmations
Mm.
because I know I got this.
Right.
I know I got it.
Yeah.
Like I'm pushing out the doubt
Yeah.
or because I've done it, we do it. I know I got it. So I breathe and I do a lot of like internal affirmations. Also too, before we go, I mean, because I was an athlete for I was a dancer, I was a gymnast, I was like an athlete for a long part of my life. And
Mhm.
so when it's go time, like, when I was Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, when we're in the tunnel, we're about to go out, it's like it's go time. And so
Mhm.
I'm really like this. I'm shaky beans in the
Right.
back and getting ready. But just like knowing that you are there for a reason, knowing that you were hired for a reason and you got it. And just reminding yourself and breathing, I got this.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. This is fun.
Mhm.
Let's have
Mhm.
fun,
Yeah. Yeah. I took a acting class one time in my life, and we had to perform live on stage, and I forgot all my damn words.
Everybody, we all do. That's normal.
Like, making stuff up on the fly. Okay. But like you said, it was fun, and the cast helped, and they helped me with my line, and they pushed me along. So that was super fun. And then afterwards, of course, everyone was like, "Oh my God, you did great." I don't know if they were just gassing me up or not, but I was like, okay.
You
But I never
probably
took another
did do
class.
great. You probably did do great.
I probably need to explore that again. I don't know. Anyway, as we bring this to a close, we have to settle this. When it comes to love and games women play, are you team heart, team head, or team prenup?
You know what? I understand, Jill, I understand both sides. I
Yeah.
understand why you would want to protect yourself. But I do understand also if we're in front of our loved ones and in front of God and we're saying, till death do us part, I understand the idea of like, well, why are we talking about if something goes wrong? I
Yeah.
get both sides.
Okay.
So I don't know if that answers the question. I really do understand both sides.
So it just depends, right? So, you understand both sides, but on the it
Well,
depends.
yeah, I've
Okay.
never wanted to get married. Like, so that's not even a conversation, like for Jill
Okay.
in that sense. And
Okay. Well, tell us something then. You gave.
I love a life partner.
Yeah.
I'm a one person, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, I've never wanted that paperwork like that.
I understand. Listen, hey, well, Jill Marie Jones, speaking to you and not Paisley, you've had such an incredible career from Girlfriends to, of course, the stage play that you're on right now. Looking ahead, what's next for you in terms of projects? Is there anything particularly exciting that you are exploring in the near future? Tell us all about it.
Well, I'm also too a writer, which I don't think a lot of people know, but I've been very fortunate in my career to have sold two scripts.
Oh,
I have a script that's
congratulations.
out right now that's moving very, very fast and it's going really, really great. And me and my creative partner, yeah, we're really excited about it. Hopefully, we will be in pre-production for this particular project soon. And when I can share more, I will. And yeah, I have a film coming out actually, like with Carl Payne, he's in it as well. That I'm not sure. when that comes out. But we did that about 2 months before the play we hit the cities. But yeah, just creative artistic work.
Well, and we won't press you for the project, the writing project, but we do want to know. So you're gonna have to
Oh,
come back and let us know about it as soon as it's released or
absolutely.
announced. Absolutely. Now, um, a huge thank you for being the incredible person that you are and showing up for us in terms of just the culture and all of that. You guys make sure that you catch Jill Marie Jones and Games That Women Play. Please also let people know, where can we find you? Where can we follow you? Where can we find more information on your new project as soon as it's
Yeah.
announced?
Yes. Okay. So on Instagram, it's me, Jill Marie. I do have a Facebook page, and I believe it's Miss Jillian Jones,
Okay.
and that's what I'm on.
Jill, you are a force, and we're all better for it. Until next time, keep playing smart, loving hard, and living your truth. We love you. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you. Take care.